Okay guys, welcome back to Just Driven. Today's video, we're just gonna kind of bring you up to speed once again on the heads for the Toretto Charger. So we got the heads back from our head guy. I mean, what do we call a guy that works on heads?
Hairstylist?
Hairstylist, okay. We got our heads back from the head shop. If you remember in our last video, we ran into some problems with mixing issues, and we finally figured out and we were able to address what the problem was. And to fix the problem, we sent the heads out. Remember guys, these are Edelbrock off-the-shelf heads, and we learned that the heads, the water jacket holes and the openings weren't properly lining up with the Bill Mitchell 572 block. And so rather than using gasket sealer to fix the problem, we decided to send the heads out, have them resurfaced, and have the holes repositioned so that we won't run into future mixing problems. That's where we're at today. The heads finally showed up, and if you come over here, you could see that the Kinetic head gaskets, and again, these are MLS gaskets, you could see where the head shop repositioned these water jackets to line up beautifully with this MLS head gasket, because we kind of figured this is where the problem lies. Now that they've kind of repositioned the shape of the water jackets, we're in good shape. As you guys can see in these heads, this particular valve is nice and shiny, and all the rest of them, you know, have a lot of little carbon buildup on them and whatnot. And the reason why this one's so shiny and pretty is because the head shop had realized that that particular valve was bent, not being damaged as a result of a backfire, but it was just bent in a weird sort of way. The head shop didn't feel comfortable putting it back in. We don't know if it got damaged in the installation originally. These came to us off the shelf through our builder. They asked us, hey, you know, do you want us to find another valve and replace it? And we said, of course, if it's damaged, just go ahead and do that. So that's why we have a nice, pretty shiny valve in there, and the rest have that carbon buildup on them. But one less thing to worry about. We're certainly not gonna say, no, just put it back in, it's all right. Pulling this motor is a lot of work, and all the stuff that's on top of it, as you guys know, just it's not something that's just easy to do. It takes time, and of course, Adrian, unfortunately, has done it so many times now that he's pretty used to it, but doesn't mean that it's fun. Every one of our builds, we want to share every aspect of our builds with you guys, the good and the bad. You know, sometimes things don't always work out as we wish. You know, that's life, right? Life throws you a curveball every once in a while. And this was one they threw at us, and so, hey, we deal with it. We were kind of in a little bit of a holding pattern waiting for the head shop to give us these things back. Now that it's gonna go back together, Adrian's gonna take the necessary time to do it right, and we're gonna fire it up, we're gonna make sure that it's copacetic, and then this thing is going off to another scheduled event. Vin Diesel was using this car for some filming over at Irwindale. Apparently they're gonna do some reshoots, and the car is gonna go back to Irwindale. We're kind of anxious to see how it's gonna be used. We don't know to what extent this and or our Supra are gonna actually be used in the future movie. I know a lot of you guys are asking, hey, what's going on? You know, what's going on with Fast 10 Part 2? Is it gonna be used? We don't know. You know, the script is still being written as we speak, and I know that they're supposedly gonna start filming, officially filming in September. A lot of the stuff they're doing right now is promotional stuff for the movie, so they don't really share a lot of details with us. You know, as you guys know, and maybe you don't, we've been kind of in the movie business for a while. We rent cars to the studios on a pretty regular basis. We have a fleet of cars that are usually going back and forth from sets. They get refitted to look whatever scene they're being used for. And the Fast and Furious is obviously near and dear to our heart because of Paul Walker and our friendship with Paul over the years. We're hoping that they've insinuated that they're gonna go back to their roots. And so, you know, we're anxious, and as you guys are, to see exactly how these cars are gonna be used and how it's gonna all get played out. So, but a lot of the other studios that use our cars, and again, not just Fast and Furious cars, but our fleet of patrol cars and classic 60s and 70s cars, they get rented and get sent out on set. They'll go out on a Netflix series or whatever studio contacts us for whatever cars they need. What's next is we're gonna do the reassembly of the heads into the motor along with all of its valve train, and hopefully this thing's gonna be back in the car soon. Really disappointed that we had to go through this exercise, as I mentioned in the previous video. At least we've sorted the problem out, and we're hoping that this problem is gonna be in the rearview mirror. More to follow. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you don't, that's okay. Give us a thumbs up anyway. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.